This video will demonstrate how to create a custom hatch pattern for use in AutoCAD. I'm going to begin by preparing my environment. I've got an open AutoCAD drawing here. I drew a circle with about a 5-inch radius or so. Notice that I drew it around 0, 0 so that we could see how the hatch pattern is affected by the 0, 0, but because I don't want this X, Y in place, I'm going to start by turning off the user coordinate system icon. So UCSICON, and I'm going to turn that off. UCSICON, and then turn that off. And then where the icon was, so that we can see where 0, 0 is, I'm going to put a donut in place. The inside diameter of the donut will be 0. The outside diameter will be 0.0625. Hang on, start over again here. Donut. Inside diameter is going to be 0. Outside diameter is going to be a 1/16 of an inch. And I'll put that at 0, 0, so that you can see where 0, 0 is and how that affects our hatch patterns. So hatch patterns are pretty simple. When you come to the hatch command and you pick your place where you want your hatch to go, this is the default hatch pattern, ANSI 31. If I scroll down to the bottom here, there will be a list of user generated hatch patterns, and because I don't have any in here now, there's none there. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this pattern, and then we'll get started on creating our own. When you want to create your own hatch pattern, you need to open up something like Notepad or Notepad++. You cannot use Microsoft Word or a Word editor because it has to be able to save as an ASCII style format. But you know, Notepad works out great. So there are basically two sections to a hatch pattern. There's the title line, and then there are the descriptors. And so the title line has to begin with the star and then the name of the pattern. So I'm going to call this long dash. I'm going to do it in all capital letters, the title of it, because that's the way AutoCAD does it. And then a description of it, so it'll just be long dashes. It could be anything that I want. And then the second line is going to be the beginning of the descriptors. Every hatch pattern has to have at least one descriptor line, but it can have as many descriptor lines as is necessary to completely describe the pattern itself. This is going to be a simple one just so we can kind of examine how it goes. So it'll just have one descriptor line. So the first thing that goes in there is the angle of the pattern. So I'm going to let this go at an angle of 0, followed by a comma. And then when you're writing the descriptor line, spaces are ignored. So I'm going to put spaces in there so that we can kind of group important things together and see how they work. So I'll put a space in there. The next two numbers that come together are the X origin and the Y origin. So I'll put 0, 0. And you'll see that, you know, when we draw the first line, it's gonna start drawing at 0, 0. And again, we'll come back in and we'll look and see how that is affected by the numbers as we change it. The next two numbers are going to be the X offset and the Y offset. So I'm going to give my pattern a 0 for the X offset, but I cannot give it a 0 for the Y offset because it just won't work. You got to be able to offset the lines. If I give it a 0 for a Y offset, technically it draws one line, but it actually will just give you a error. It won't actually draw a hatch pattern. So I'm going to make my Y offset a 1/2 inch, 0.5. And then the last thing to come is your line pattern itself. So I'll give it a down pin segment of 1 and then an up pin segment of -0.25. So that it's a down up, you know, down up, and it just repeats that. So down for 1, up for a quarter, down for 1, up for a quarter, until it fills up the entire area. And then finally, the last thing to note is that you have to have a blank space after the pattern itself. You can have more than one blank space, but you have to have at least one blank space. So notice I've got my enter there. So this is going to be enough for a simple hatch pattern so we can kind of get in there and see how it works. The next thing I need to do is save this. So I'm going to go to Save As, and I'm going to save it in a place where I know where it is. So I'll go to I'm just going to dive down into here where I've got some stuff saved for our class here. Create a new folder, and we'll call it PAT for my pattern files. And then when I save it inside of there, we cannot save it as a text document. So I'm going to say all files. And then I'm going to save this as long dash. It's important that the name of the pattern be the same as the name of the file itself. So long dash .pat. And then enter. So notice now it's called long dash, and that's the same here as this long dash. So I'm almost ready to create my pattern with long dash. The only thing that I have left to do now is tell AutoCAD where to look for it, because it won't know where to look for it all by itself, and you don't use like a load command like you would with a Lisp routine or something like that. So we'll just come up here to AutoCAD main menu, then options, and then in my support file search path, I'm simply going to add a search file for support file search path. I'm going to add a search path that looks towards that same location that I was just working in there. So documents, INDR 20B, and then PAT. So now it'll look there and choose OK. So now when I come in to create my hatch pattern, I can just go to hatch, and I can now drop this down, and it'll be down at the very bottom on users, and see, there it is, long dash. Okay, so I'll click there and press escape, and so now that created my pattern of long dashes. Notice that 0, 0 there is the origin point, so that this is the first line, technically the first line that was drawn. And if I bring this back up real quick, and maybe minimize it a little bit or stretch it out. So it's long dash, it's at an angle of 0, straight out to the right. The first line was drawn at 0, 0, so it started here at 0, 0, okay? And then it is has an X offset of 0, meaning that the next line that's drawn, if this was the next line that was drawn, it didn't shift to the right, it didn't shift to the left, it's just straight up. And then the Y offset is 0.5, so the distance from this line to this line is 1/2 of an inch. And then our line pattern is down for an inch, and then up for a quarter, down for an inch, up for a quarter, and so on. So now the last part of this video is I'm going to go through and look at how, if we change these numbers, how it affects the pattern. So I'll start off by changing this from 0 to, say, an angle of 30 degrees. Okay, so we'll say OK. We'll say File and save that. And now what I have to do is I just kind of have to refresh, make AutoCAD think about this a little bit. So I'll jump off of it and then jump back on it. And then there we go. So now notice that when I did this, now instead of coming out at an angle of 0, it comes out at an angle of 30 degrees. But everything else is the same. So if I bring this back up, it's at an angle of 30 degrees. It still started at 0, 0, where my little donut is there. And the X offset now is 0. Now remember, this number for your X offset, this number is in the angle of the line. So the angle of the line now is 30 degrees. See, it's 30 degrees here. So my X offset is, you know, it's here. So it's not moving this direction, or this direction, but it's just going 0. So the Y offset is that one there. Okay, and then your down pin, up pin segment. Okay, so now I'm gonna change this. I'm gonna change this back to 0, and I'm going to change my origin point. Okay, right now the first line is drawn at 0, 0, but I'm gonna say my first line is gonna start at, instead of at 0, 0, it's gonna start at 0.125, 0. Okay, so now think about this. If this is 0, 0, 0.125, 0 is about where the cursor is there. Okay, so I'll say File, Save, okay, and then when I just come in and make AutoCAD think about this again, okay, notice now that 0, 0 is here where the donut is, but the pattern didn't start there. It started drawing an 1/8 of an inch over, okay, so it started drawing an 1/8 of an inch over. If I were to change the Y origin of this, 0.25, again, I can just save this. And now when I come back in here to my hatch pattern, I can just make it think about it a little bit. Okay, and then there we go. So again, here's 0, 0, but it started drawing this one here, so it's an 1/8 of an inch over and a 1/4 of an inch up. Now you might be thinking, well, why would I want it to start from a different place other than 0, 0? For most hatch patterns that just have one line definition, it doesn't matter, but it does matter when you start doing more complex definitions that have more than one line, and we'll look at that in a different video. So I'm going to change these back to 0 for now. And then the next thing we're going to look at is the X offset and the Y offset. We'll start with the Y offset because it's the one that makes the easiest sense. Right now my offset's between these. I'm going to go ahead and save this real quick so we can get back to where we normally were. Okay. So here we are. My X or my Y offset right now is 1/2 of an inch. From this line to this line, it's 1/2 of an inch. Okay. However, if I were to come in here to this file and change my Y offset to 1/4 of an inch, there's my Y offset, 1/4 of an inch. I save that. Now when I come back in here and I modify this, okay, notice now that my from here to here is 1/4 of an inch. Okay, so the Y offset just controls, you know, the perpendicular distance from the first line to the next line and from that line to that line. Notice that it's perpendicular to the origin there, or to that first line that was drawn. However, where things get a little bit different is now if I come in and I change my X offset, so I'm going to make this, let's make it 5/8 of an inch. Okay, so 0.625, I'll save this. And then now when I come back to AutoCAD and I make AutoCAD think about it a little bit, okay, now I've got something that looks completely different. Okay, and here's what happened. If I bring this back up. So it starts at 0, 0, so it draws this line first, okay, and it draws it with a down pin segment of 1 and an up pin segment of 1/4. So down for 1, up for 1/4, down for 1, up for 1/4. But then when it draws the next one, it gives it an X offset of 625. So instead of starting here, it goes over 5/8 of an inch and then up 1/4 of an inch. And so the next one actually starts right here. And then for the next line, it goes over 5/8 of an inch and then up 1/4 of an inch. So the next one starts right here. So you can see because I chose my numbers the way I did, it looks like this one is staggered right over the middle of this one because I did a little math in my head, you know, 1/2 of an inch plus 1/2 of the space is 1/8, so 5/8. So that's how I got that kind of that staggered look there. Okay. If I were to come back in here and change this and make it just like say 1/4 of an inch instead of 5/8 of an inch, again, we'll just save this. And then when I come back to AutoCAD, make it think about the pattern one more time. Okay, now this may be a little bit easier to see. The first one starts here. The second one starts 1/4 of an inch over and 1/4 of an inch up. The next one starts 1/4 of an inch over and 1/4 of an inch up. So you can easily create different patterns by just changing that X offset. Now it's important to note here that that X offset goes at the angle of that first line. So if I change the angle here to say 45 degrees, and then I save this. Now when I come in here and I make it think about it again, okay, again, here we go. The first, it's 45 degrees for your X offset and then perpendicular for your Y offset. 45 degrees for your X offset and perpendicular for your Y offset. But this looks kind of weird, doesn't it? Because of the way just the spacing is. Okay, so just think about always going perpendicular or in the direction of the line and then perpendicular to the line. And you can always just think of it as an X component and a Y component to get to that next one. Okay, so so now coming back here, the last part here is just your down pin segment and your up pin segment. And you can have up to 6 dashes in the definition of a line. All right. So if I were to make one final change to this, maybe we want it, instead of just have a long dash, maybe we want it to have a long dash and then a space and then a dot and then a space and then a long dash again. I would just say, okay, I've got my long dash and my space. Now if I want it to have a dot, just like a line, it's a 0. followed by 0, followed by a negative 0.25. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get not just the long dash and the space, but I'll get a long dash, a space, a dot, a space, and then the long dash starts again. So I'll say save this. And now finally when we come back in here and make it think about it again, notice now that I've got my long dash, space, dot, space, and then the long dash starts again. And again, because I did this at a 45-degree angle, it makes these all line up nice and neat. But if I had done it at any other angle, it wouldn't line up quite so. I mean, it still lines up, but it's not a vertical. So if I change this to say 30 degrees and then save it, they'll still line up, but they don't line up straight in a vertical line. Okay, so that's the way the basics work for writing a hatch pattern. In future videos, we're going to look at how to write hatch patterns a little more complex with more than one line descriptor.